Today at Wilwood Disc Brakes, we're going to show you how easy it can be to upgrade your vehicle to our big brake kit. Before we begin, it is important to read through our datasheet instructions designed for your application to verify brake lines, wheel clearance, and any variations that may have taken place before or after the vehicle left the factory. With the vehicle properly secured and the wheels removed, we suggest taking photos of the existing setup for reference if needed. Note: vehicles equipped with electric parking brakes should be placed into brake service or maintenance mode prior to start of brake kit installation. Follow OEM procedures to activate brake service mode. Disassemble the original equipment brake components. Remove the existing brake line from the factory bracket and mounting clips. Remove the caliper mounting bolts and caliper. Place in a temporary location that does not interfere with ongoing installation. Clean and degrease the hub, upright, dust shield, and caliper mounting bosses. Slide the rotor onto the hub. The rotor must fit flush against the hub flange or excessive rotor run-out may result. Install 3 lug nuts, finger tight, to keep the rotor in place while continuing with the installation. Remove the 2 pad retaining pins from the caliper. Insert the brake pads into the caliper with the friction material facing the rotor. Secure the brake pads in place with the pad retaining pins. Caution: ensure pad retaining pins are completely engaged into caliper. It is recommended to use a small flat punch and hammer to tap the pins in until they are fully seated. Note: this kit contains distinct right and left-hand calipers that must be mounted in a specific direction. Ensure that the caliper is mounted so the largest pistons are at the rotor exit end of the caliper in relation to the forward direction of the rotor. Mount the caliper onto the OEM caliper mounting bosses of upright using bolts and washers. Apply red Loctite 271 to the bolt threads and torque to instruction specifications. Use the included 1/8 27 NPT steel adapter fitting at the caliper inlet. Use PTFE tape on the pipe threads of adapter fitting for proper sealing to caliper. Note the final orientation of the caliper inlet adapter fitting. For kit number 140-17512, OEM chassis brake line bracket must be modified by enlarging hole for chassis adapter fitting. Remove the OEM chassis brake line bracket bolt. Disconnect brake line and remove the bracket. Remove the retaining clip. Use a round hand file to slightly increase hole diameter to accommodate the new chassis adapter fitting. Insert fitting and install the retaining clip. Refer to data sheet instructions for the correct chassis fitting for your specific year and model. Attach flex line to the chassis adapter fitting. Attach flex line to the caliper. OEM rubber brake line hoses generally cannot be adapted to Wilwood calipers. Refer to datasheet instructions for the correct flex line for your specific year and model. Install brake line bracket using the OEM bolt. Secure the brake line connections from the hardline to adapter fitting and adapter fitting to Wilwood flex line. Remove and reuse the OEM bracket bolt on the upright to attach the provided clamp to secure the flex line. Use the included zip ties to secure the ABS sensor wire to flex line. Carefully route hoses to prevent contact with moving suspension, brake, or wheel components. Double-check all your work to ensure everything is properly tightened and secured. When ready, perform a full system fill and bleed with new Wilwood brake fluid best suited for your application. Be sure to check again for sufficient wheel clearance and follow the directions on datasheet for proper bedding of pads and pedal feel. Contact a professional if you encounter any difficulties, have any doubts, or any questions.